Darren Findling of the Probate Pro, providing an in-depth explanation and overview of the Wayne County Probate Court system. Really, this is designed for anybody that has to interface with the probate court, whether you've been there many times or it's your first time venturing over to the probate court to commence a probate estate or attend a court hearing, or if you want online access. I'm trying to provide information on how to access the information, how to put yourself at ease when you go to the probate court so you know where to park and how to interface with the court. The Wayne County Probate Court is located on the 13th floor of the Coleman A. Young Municipal Building that's located at 2 Woodward Avenue. For people who are familiar with the city of Detroit, it's a very easy to recognize building. The Spirit of Detroit, the famous statue, sits in front of this building, and it's conveniently located at the corners of Woodward, Jefferson, right off the Detroit River. Now again, there are 2 major entrances to this building, of which you can go in and access the building, then proceed through security and up to the 13th floor where the Wayne County Probate Court sits. Anytime you're parking in a major city, it can be awfully frustrating and difficult. And there are some metered parking throughout the city, but the fines are hefty and the amount of time that you can park in those locations are often quite short. So the court recommends that you use this list of parking within the area to access, and it is quite expensive, many of them tipping $15 per the day or an hourly basis. It can be quite expensive, and the walks can be long, especially in very cold Michigan winters. You enter any courthouse, you should be familiar with the fact that you're going to enter through a secured facility, similar to entering into an airport with metal detectors there and security guards that are ensuring that you don't come into the court system with any prohibited items. Now, this list that I have on the screen is a list that's provided by the courthouse, and I highlighted some of the real odd items on this, not to make fun of the fact that people may walk in with spikes or a grease pencil, but rather some of the things that may be in your purse or in your briefcase, you may have just assumed that they were allowable items to come through security, but in fact they're not. So expect that there to be a security system, expect that you're going to have to go through, and please check this list, because if you get up through the line of security and you learn that one of the items that you have within your bag is prohibited, it's really frustrating. You either have to throw it in the garbage or go all the way back to your car. That is a nightmare. Now also on motion days, which are typically Fridays at the Wayne County system, the lines can get quite long at the courthouse as you're getting in through security. So we always tell people to give yourself plenty of time to both park, walk to the building, go through security, find out where you're going within the court system to be able to check in. And nobody likes to feel rushed, especially when they're usually nervous about entering into a court system. So give yourself plenty of time, both on the front end and on the back end. Many of the things that you often would have had to gone down to the probate court to gain access to are now available online. In the old days, you had to go down to the courthouse to just simply understand what the docket said or to gain information within a court file. The Wayne County Probate Court has a pretty user-friendly website that allows you to gain access to a lot of really valuable information. I've highlighted the court URL, which is wcpc.us. And when you get to that website, you have the ability to gain access to case docket information, so you can understand the status of a file or whether a probate estate has even been opened, as well as to be able to get access to court forms. Much of the probate system is a form-generated process, so you can actually access those same forms without having to go down to the courthouse or ordering them or purchasing them somewhere else. So go familiarize yourself with the wcpc.us website, and we're going to spend a little bit of time here on how to access a particular file. So if you want to look at a file that you're interested in, how to gain access to it. On the web page, I've also highlighted the case access little button. It gets a little confusing because there's one button that says case access and another button that says search. And people often confuse those two places to begin the search of a particular case file. But you want to click there, and then you go to a screen that will allow you to enter the name of the person that you're looking up. It may be the person that died or the person that's under court protection, or it could even be an interested person that is within a file. So for example, a family member of somebody that died or is under court protection. When you've clicked that case access button, it takes you to another screen that gives you a lot of information that most people kind of glance over because they go right to that bottom left corner that allows you to proceed to the next page. But basically, it's describing how to enter the information into the website so you can gain access to the court docket. This particular page doesn't require a rocket scientist to complete. Type in the name of the person that you're searching and then click search at the bottom. Now, we tend to recommend that you do a broad search to begin with, rather than narrowing it down by whether it's a guardianship or deceased estate or whether the case is open or closed. Start with a wide net, and then if the net is so broad in your search, start narrowing it down from there. The Wayne County Probate Court has 8 judges presiding over the probate docket. The chief judge is Judge Freddie G. Burton Jr., who's been on the bench for a long time, very experienced judge, since 1987. He attended Wayne State Law School, and before becoming a judge was a Wayne County Commissioner and a Wayne County Public Administrator. The Chief Judge Pro Temp is Honorable David Braxton, who's also been serving on the court for some time now. He was elected to the court in November of 2014. He earned his undergraduate degree at Wayne State University and his JD from the University of Detroit Mercy Law School. Before his election to the Wayne County Probate Court, he served as an assistant prosecuting attorney for the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office, and he also worked as a private practice attorney. Judge Judy A. Hartsfield received her undergraduate degree from the University of Michigan, go Blue, and her JD degree from the University of San Diego. Judge Frank Szymanski earned his undergraduate degree from the University of Notre Dame in 1974 and his JD from the University of Detroit School of Law in 1980. Before receiving his law degree, Judge Szymanski served in the private practice as an attorney before joining the court. Judge Terrence A. Keith has been on the court since 2010, and he, before becoming a judge, was the Wayne County Treasurer, Deputy Treasurer. So many people are familiar with his name from that public role. He attended the University of Michigan and the University of Detroit Law School. Judge Lisa Marie Nielsen has been on the court since 2012. She received her undergraduate degree from Madonna University and attended the Thomas Cooley Law School. Before coming to the court, she was of counsel to a very prominent law firm, Dickinson Wright, and a former partner in the law firm of Zivian and Nielsen. Judge Lawrence J. Palucci has been on the bench since 2015. He attended Kenyon College and then DCL, or Detroit College of Law, which is now part of the Michigan State University system. And finally, Judge David A. Perkins joined the bench in 2019. A graduate of Rutgers University, he attended Howard University School of Law. So you want to file something at the probate court, and it's awfully confusing about which fees apply. The most common fees I've highlighted here in yellow, which are establishing guardianship and conservatorship, or to open up a deceased probate estate. These are the filing fees. In a deceased estate, also keep in mind that there's going to be a publication fee as well as an inventory fee. An inventory fee is assessed on the value of the estate that's reflected on the inventory after it's presented to the probate court. That inventory fee is not easy to just tell you what it is because it's based on the total value. It's plugged into a calculator and a number is provided. Now, if you need relief from these fees because of poverty or circumstances such that you can't afford the fees, there is a process to request to be relieved from paying certain expenses and fees relating to the commencement of an estate. You can talk to the people at the cashier's office or at the probate court counter if that occurs. The Wayne County Probate Court is the busiest probate court in the state of Michigan, serving over 38,000 hearings in a year. Just a tremendous number of hearings. Some of the filing statistics I've highlighted here, in these are 2018's reports because they come out a little bit late, even though we're in 2020 right now. In 2018, there were about 4,100 new estates. These are deceased probate estates that were commenced within the probate court. And I've highlighted the adult conservatorships, that's relating to money, and the adult guardianships, that's relating to care and well-being, as well as minor guardianship. A lot of them are filed each year within the court system, just to highlight how busy this court system is in comparison to other probate courts around the state of Michigan. On the lower left corner, it tells you how many people are currently under guardianship, conservatorship, or minors with guardians at the end of December 31 of 2018. Just a lot of people under court protection and court oversight by the probate court. The reason we put this video together is that people are often confused when they hear the word probate. They're confused about what it means to be involved in a probate proceeding or to be summoned to the probate court when they receive a petition. My hope is that this eases your concern. And really, the best advice I can give you is to consult with an attorney or hire an attorney before you go to the probate court. This will allow you to speak the language of the other litigants and lawyers that are there. And rather than being really out of your element, you will be much more comfortable in the process that's occurring before you. Give yourself a lot of time. Don't show up late. Be respectful. And usually things work out quite well. If you'd like to discuss the Wayne County Probate Court or any probate related issue, I'm always available to have a conversation with you. You can visit our website at theprobatepro.com with valuable information about the probate process, as well as many other videos that I've put together to explain what the timeline and process of probate looks like. You can also give us a call at 833-PROBATE. That's a toll-free number to provide information on probate related issues.